they're they're mad at the people, the company, and obviously they shouldn't be doing what they're doing, but they're running on a system that should have been updated with their games that they didn't.
Right.
That was their weak link, and I don't think they will even change it though at this point.
Well,
So
legally, they shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to.
no,
Like,
no, it's not that they shouldn't
they
have to, but
should. They should change it.
they
But
should for their
they
own.
legally shouldn't have to change it.
No,
It's
yeah,
still their copyright. And if
exactly.
people are
No, you're
taking
absolutely
advantage of their
right.
copyright, then that's the issue that they're trying to one of the two issues they're trying to sue for. And they're saying that because people cheat in video games and because they're trying to make Overwatch an esports community, that they're gonna lose lots of revenue because people are gonna quit the game when they find out that there are cheaters. I That's why I quit CS. That's why I quit playing other games. It makes sense, but good luck proving that in court of law because Blizzard's losing people left and right. And they keep saying, this expansion is the biggest expansion, and we got X amount of, like, 5 million people came back to play Warlords of Draenor.
For a
Okay,
week,
for
and
a
they
week,
left.
yeah. For they paid for their 1 month, and they never played it again. That's like the same way I did, the same way a lot of other people did. But you can't really just say that it's one company's fault because you're losing fan base. I mean, sure, that has something to do with it, but they said that they took polls. When you cancel your subscription and there's a poll? Well, there's apparently a lot of people said that it's because there's cheaters in the game. And that's what they're using as their basis for suing.
Yeah, and I really hope it sticks this time because that particular company has
They have hacks for every
uh,
Blizzard game. I think it's funny that they kind of
every
specialize
yes,
in
exactly.
just fucking with
And
Warden. That's
I've
it.
dealt with it so much. And actually,
Yeah.
like in World of Warcraft specifically, I did a lot of competitive play. And like when I was doing RPGs and arenas, people would specifically ask me, "Do you have a kickbot?" No, they won't. They're like, "Well, everybody else has a kickbot. If you don't, we can't take you. That means you're less than." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Because I don't have a bot."
Right.
And oh man, and it's
Can you explain
It-
what? Oh, like for me, I'm a non-World of Warcraft player. What
Oh,
is
Kickbot.
Kickbot?
Kickbot
What
is
Kickbot
a
is-
bot that automatically kicks casting. It'll interrupt casting, so it's basically cheating. So you can lock down a character, and if everybody has a Kickbot, I think there's a feature for it that you can line it up so that if you're playing in arenas and there's 3v3, you can line it up so you never overlap your interrupts, so you have a better chance of winning because that person you're playing against isn't going to be able to cast, isn't going to be able to use their skills. I played a DK, so I didn't need a kickbot, but
I know your entire arsenal of CC
yeah,
things.
no, I have 3 CCs and one of them is a sun if you spec into it. I think it's not like a rogue. If a rogue doesn't have kickbot, you're
Okay.
doing it wrong, right? If you're a shaman and you don't have a
Rogue.
kickbot, you're doing it wrong. Like there's certain
Like,
classes where it took
and-
severe advantage of.
Yeah, and
it
it's
would,
just
if you
so
kick certain
frustrating.
spell trees, it would lock them out of the spell tree. So if you kick a healer, they cannot heal anymore out of that spell tree. So if you line them
Sure.
up, so it's like, okay, I try and cast out of my healing tree. Oh, I try and cast a
It is
CC.
a
Now I
bannable
can't do
offense, you're
anything.
absolutely right. But that's the thing. They can only ban so many people, and the thing is, they don't ban people. There was a huge air quote ban wave for 6 months. That's not a ban. That's a suspension. Do you not know the difference? So they suspend people for 6 months, and they come back, and they're right back at it. There's
Yeah.
no
My
penalty.
personal preference is if you get caught cheating, IP ban. Every one of them. IP bans. That's the only thing that's
Division's
gonna work.
doing now.
It's the only thing that's gonna work. Like you can put people in
That's what the
timeout
division
for minor offenses. I understand minor offenses, but if you're cheating in the game, fucking, especially if you have a game that people pay money for,
Yes.
IP ban.
And that was the even more ridiculous part. We would literally queue dodge. So we would purposely, when we knew another team was in,
What?
we would not queue. I would queue dodge because
do you
just
mean?
for the simple fact, when certain teams would DDoS you,
Mhm.
they were notorious DDoSers across the board. So they're like, oh, is so-and-so queuing? We'll wait a couple hours. We'll wait. You had to queue dodge every single time. It was so frustrating. And that's what the games came down to. Even in Heroes,
I'll be right back, guys.
it
Right.
was terrible. Like and then D3, the grind was fun, being on the leaderboards was fun, but there were people that would literally bot overnight. So any competitive aspect of any of those games, I quickly lost interest.
Rock Serpent 55, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
It was just it's so frustrating getting
I know.
crapped on.
Trust me, I was a 2100 player, and it was frustrating as shit.
Dude, I the highest I ever got, I think, was it was towards the end of Kata, and the point system was so inflated. I think I was like 25-13, and I still didn't get hero. It was so fucking inflated. That was I pushed so hard.
They had people that season that had 3,000.
Yeah. Ah,
When they broke Holy Pallies, and they broke Prot Pallies right after breaking Holy Pallies, and it was a bad day. It was that's why I stopped playing because
I'm like sweating right now. I'm so upset.
I'm a competitive player. I like to play competitive stuff, but I realize now after years of playing competitive stuff, it's all rigged. It's all rigged. Every game you play is fucking rigged. Okay?
It's so
I don't care if you play
dissatisfying.
competitive tic-tac-toe on the internet. If it's on the internet, it's rigged. It is.
With Overwatch,
It
I
is.
wish that with Overwatch they're trying. They're really trying. So they're
Yeah,
trying
at
to shut it
least they're
down.
trying.
Of course. With Overwatch, they have to try because it's across all the platforms. They
Well,
actually
with
have to
Overwatch,
try.
they have to try because it's their bread and butter right now. If they don't
Yeah.
fix Overwatch
The fact that they dropped
matchmaking,
Titan for
then
it,
it's gonna be rip.
they literally put all their apples in this basket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They threw all their
Not
money towards
only
having an
that,
esports
but you
competitive
got-
game.
Mhm.
It hyped out for 2 years at all the PAXs, and then they were like, we're finally releasing to public, and everybody went nuts. Like, I don't think you could queue into a match in normal time for something like 2.5 weeks. It was kind of insane. Like, they were like, we did not expect this many people to still be hyped up for this game, even after getting access to it for 2 years at these conventions. We didn't think this fan base was that big. And they were like, no, there's quite a few million players worldwide checking this game out. Not only that, but China, a company, there's a game studio in China that literally was ripping characters out of Overwatch to remake Overwatch. Like, they renamed it what it was considered as the project name.
Dexter
And-
says
and
that they
put
need
it up
to
like-
increase the competitive ban for leavers in Overwatch. I think they just need to put people that leave in the Elo hell like they do on Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight,
Timing doesn't mean
and-
anything to me. Like, you leave 4 games, you have a 7-day ban. I don't care. They
No,
left the game for a
Heroes
reason.
of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm, when you leave a game or you disconnect for, I think, longer than 3 minutes, it puts you in a leavers match. So you only queue up with people that leave.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys fuck your own selves. Oh, sorry. Oh, man.
It's okay. It's an 18+ show.
I don't know. Okay, I didn't check. We didn't talk about it,
Hold
remember?
on. I have the beat. I'll try and censor you from now on.
Okay, so basically, if you guys want to screw your shows over together. Dutch rudder that.
Yeah.
You know, just go over there. And that's exactly what they do with Heroes of the Storm. So it doesn't make sense that they don't implement it with Overwatch because it works in Heroes. It works. And
I think they're just
honestly,
trying to
for
have different
competitive,
different setups for it.
you cannot double up on Heroes and you can't change. Make it competitive.
Yeah, I think they need to change. But the way that they have the competitive scene right now, the pro scene, is like the meta is you have 2 Genjis, you have 2 Zenyatas, you have a Mei, and you have a tank.
2 Lucios.
2 Lucios. I
It-
played 2 Lucios last night, and it's broken.
The tournaments are so everybody plays so cautious. 3 tanks, 2 Lucios,
That's
and
because
then
they
like
play,
1 Reaper.
They play MOBA style. The pros don't play Overwatch as a run and gun. They play it as a MOBA. If they're not 6 people, they don't go in. If they don't have a setup for somebody, if they don't pick somebody off with their range character or with a good shot from a Zenyatta or something like that, they don't go in. They don't engage. They'll wait for the timer and then they'll camp the point as long as possible because overtime, and they don't care. They'd rather go in overtime and fight for it for a long time than to try and
Did you
push
see
the
the
objectives.
first tournament ever?
Mm-mm.
It was painful.
I saw
It was
some IDDQD
so
games which are
bad.
just
It
they
was
they were
so
71
bad.
and 10
Cautious
last
the
month or
whole
something.
time.
Oh my god.
What
I'm
happened?
not even an
Talking about the
amazing
one last
player.
year?
I could have done better.
Overwatch?
Yeah, you talking about the Overwatch competition from last year?
It was so
Talking about me? Yeah, probably. They've had a few. IDDQD
Yeah.
They did the one-
was
they did the
71 and
one
10 as
pro
of like a
one
month and a half
for
ago.
pub- They did the one pro tournament before they released the game to the public last year.
Well, that would be like playing
And-
League
and-
of Legends and being like, okay, we're all gonna, we're gonna have 2 freaking, I don't know, what are the characters in there? But just like 2 of the same character on a team. It's like, that's OP. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna Riven top lane and bottom lane. Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's if you want to have a MOBA game, you have to make it more MOBA style so that you ban multi-character selection. It's just not going to be fair. It also is going to make it so that you're gonna have more specialists on a pro team. You're gonna have a guy that plays a main as Zenyatta real well. Like you're gonna have a guy that plays a Genji or a Reaper real well. You know, they're gonna be able to specialize between two characters, and they can focus up on being the best for the meta, and they can switch off. Yeah. So it's like if one guy wants to play Genji that game, whatever, then or if it's based on the map, they can switch characters, and you'll have an all-around better experience as far as competitive play goes. Because now it's like just roll 2 Lucios, roll 2 Zenyatas, or 2 Genjis, or whatever, and go ham.
Because right now everybody has to specialize in everything because you can switch in the middle. I think because obviously you can pick your.
They don't have to specialize in anything. They just have to pick the same two characters in the comp. It's just.
But I'm just saying, like there's no need to hone anything. There really isn't. So like you know how you pick a hero before the match ends, and then like I still forget the map names. I don't care. And then I was like, oh, it's this map. So then I changed, but that's before the match starts.
Well, let's ask Bam. Bam is actually a competitive, pro level Overwatch player. So when you play metas and stuff like that, the meta of every game is going to evolve and change based on the nerfs and stuff that they make to every character. But how do you feel like they shouldn't have 2 characters? I don't think they should let you play 2 of the same character.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Double
Winston. Meta's like the double Winstons. I've seen that, and that's nuts.
Double anything is overpowered.
We played a match at one point where it was like 3 Winstons or 4 Winstons.
I played a match where they had a Lucio. They had 2 Lucios. They sat them on the cart, and they had 4 soldiers, and they just sat on the cart and aimbotted everything. And they were untouchable. You would shoot them as much as possible. If you could shoot them with rockets, you could snipe them in the face, and it didn't matter because of the overhealing.
Oh, he doesn't want to type it.
I'm on Skype if you want to toss me in. I mean, you can hop in. Somebody can add you in.
Yeah, he's been asking to hop in for a while.
You're gonna fuck up all my overlays.
He's gonna mess up the whole call.
How about we set up Bam Bam for next week? We'll get him on Skype and put it together. We'll talk about Overwatch next week because we're also gonna have Imperial. We're gonna have Avalek from Imperial Gaming talk about the stuff that's going on in the pro scenes there as well.
Well, I think this whole pro scene thing is really just not that great. Like, people get recognized. It's basically like that whole theory where it's like, hey, let me do something bad, and then when I get noticed, I'm going to stop and act like I never did anything, and that way people think I'm good. But the thing is that there's a lot of players out there without using bots that are just not good. They're not that great at playing game. Like when I played Counter-Strike, there was like in the beginning when it first came out, there was no aim bots. You straight up were just playing. And it took like a year before they had wall hacks and aimbots, but it was basically just pure talent that you would have to play. And that's the thing that drives me crazy is there's kids out there who are not that good at anything, but they only get recognized because they're barely just above being good. But because they use aimbots or they stream like how good they are, people go like, I want to put you on a team. Well, a lot of those kids, when you watch them live play, are not that great. I've got to watch certain people who are really excellent at a game do really fucking good. Like, I was, privy to be part of Heroes of the Dorm, the first ESPN like streamed esports, and watching one of the players from Arizona State play certain characters, and just you could see his tactics of how he did it. That was really good. That made me go like, that kid has got some really good talent because in this arena he can't cheat. He has to play straight up, and he redefined certain characters that moment. Those are what we're looking for. Not everybody's so super fucking amazing, no scope, 360 shot bullshit.
Right.
I'm just like, dude, I used to kill people on lag, and that means like you have to like try to calculate where they're gonna be. And I was perfect at it because I worked the 56K, but it took me years of doing it because I got so tired of just lagging out and fucking dying.
Well, I mean that's the thing. You have there's 2 types of players. You have like in CS you have tacticians and you have just like pro aimers. That's it. So you get a team where it's like you have a really good like theorist or CS tactician that calls the shots, this, that, or the other, makes the calls and everything, and then you just have freaking aim gods that will just camp a corner and wait for directions and hold their angle, and if somebody comes in the angle, then it's just an aim battle. And that's what pro play is in CS. It's either you're aim battling or you're going strategy, and your strategy is only going to take you as far as your aim can go, and that's pretty much how it works. But there are other games like StarCraft where it's like